Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about some of the myths in data science. The first one is that once you become a data scientist, you will be spending most of your time in building models. Well, even if that's what you would have liked, unfortunately, that's not true. You'll be spending a lot of your time on the data itself, on making sure you have the right features, thinking about which are the data sets that you could bring together to improve the data set. You have to ensure that the data is not biased. Also, for example, for training, do you have both hard examples of various categories to show to the model for the training process? So it's a lot of feature creation process as well. And even if you will likely be working with a data engineer who takes a lot care of the data pipeline, it's still a lot of work on the data itself, because the quality of your data will determine the quality of your model and how good they are working. So that's going to take most of your time. Myth number 2 is that if you know a few libraries and tools, you have learned Python, now you are a data scientist. Unfortunately, that's not true, because there is more than that. The algorithms have been simplified. There are so many libraries out there. For example, scikit-learn, with one line of code, you can run a model. That doesn't mean that now you are a data scientist if you can run that one line of code. You need to, when it comes to the technical understanding, you need to know how you should tweak the hyperparameters. What do they really mean? So you need to understand the algorithms even if you are not implementing that code yourself. So have that understanding. Also, for a good data scientist, understanding the business problem is really important. Why are you creating those models? What is the final goal? So having that holistic understanding is important. And then besides your technical skills, the non-technical skills are as important, because at the end of the day, you are telling a story with the data. So you have to have those presentation skills. It's likely that the stakeholders, the business people, they will not understand your your data science jargon in many cases. So how can you tell that story in a way that everyone understands? So having that skill of presentation and simplifying presenting, it's also very important. So do invest in the non-technical skills as well, also because you'll be working with many other people across the product team. So having those collaboration skills are important. On this, I also want to say that in technical skills, it's a very rapidly evolving field. So even if whatever you have learned today, it's not going to be sufficient in a couple of years. So you need to keep on learning. Even if you have nailed the interview, you got the job, it doesn't mean that you are now set for life. You need to continuously learn and upskill. The third myth is that in order to become a data scientist, you need to have a master's in data science. Well, that's not really true. And guess what? I don't have a master's in data science. For example, I have talked about how I transitioned in a previous video, so you can check it out. But in short, there is a gap in demand and supply. Also, it has become very important for all the teams, for all the companies to upskill their workforce rather than always hiring externally or hiring people who have the data scientist titles from universities. So upskill yourself. There are such great courses on Coursera, for example. Take those, invest in projects, understand what is an area you're passionate about, and I'm sure you can find a data science project in that, whether it's healthcare, it's speech in the speech domain, or it's for example videos and whatever, animations, gaming, finance. No matter the field of interest, you'll be able to find a great data science project. So build your portfolio and learn with courses online. But that said, if you want to do a master's in data science, definitely go for it. So I'm not saying that it's not good to have, but there is always a way. You don't need that. uh, if you are going the non-master's path, then know that it's putting in the hard work and having the consistent effort, putting in the consistent work over time will reap results. So keep doing that. Let me know what are some of the myths you know about data science. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read them. Also, let me know what are some of the other topics you'd like to hear from me. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep learning and keep evolving.